Alongside Jeff Oneil. Okay, Jeff, you heard the explanation as to why they did it, but what are you hearing about why they actually did it?
I know why they did this, and the reason is that they're tired of the jerseys being thrown on the ice and they're being disrespected, and this is their response. In my whole time, 820 games in the National Hockey League, I've never heard a player say, we have to respond, and this is how we're going to game plan and change up things on a game day by not saluting the fans. This act right here was not around when I played, but no player would ever say, this is how we're going to change things, turn the momentum by not saluting the fans. It's completely ridiculous, and I think the fans would have more appreciation, Gino, if Dion Phaneuf just came out and told the truth, because as far as game planning and changing things up, that would never be part of the equation, ever.
All right, then, so now what happens moving forward?
Well, they have a decision to make, and the biggest part about the problem about this is they've set themselves up for criticism, and going into the game on Saturday night, fans are going to be watching this. This just simply doesn't make sense.
So the way it plays out right now, what happens on the ice? Suddenly the Leafs fall behind by a goal or 2 goals. How do you see this unfolding on Saturday?
Well, that's the biggest problem with this. It's not like this team has been lighting the league on fire, and their performances against Buffalo and against Nashville, and the jerseys are being thrown on the ice. You would think that the Leafs players would understand that there's just frustration involved. And for the players to decide that their response to that, their answer to the fans, is not saluting them after the game, it's completely ridiculous. And it comes down to leadership in the locker room, where a player has to understand if this is brought to the table, I have to stand up and say this is not the right idea. This is not the best response. That's where leadership and smarts and understanding the market comes into play.
You certainly understand the us against the world mentality where you circle the wagons, say we're all in this together. The problem with circling the wagons is, though, when you're in that circle, it's a lot easier to be surrounded. Then you're in big trouble.
Yeah, you fucking crybaby.
And coming up a little later